Welcome to Goober Time with Dr. Chris Chismore, hosted by Tom and Griffin.
We are your hosts, Tom and Griffin.
Unfortunately, our illustrious friend, Dr. Chris Chismore, is away on his important research and unable to host a podcast this week.
But fear not, dear listener, because he has left us in charge, and we are going to try to do a really good job of a podcast.
This week, Dr. Chismore has asked us to talk about
Bachelor parties. Welcome, bienvenuto, citizen soldiers, to another episode of Goober Time with Dr. Chris Chismore, hosted by Tom and Griffin. Unfortunately, Dr. Chris Chismore cannot be here again this week, but as every week, he has a very, very good reason why he couldn't make it, and it has to do with one of our sponsors.
You might notice throughout this episode that there is, unfortunately, no footage, no live feed coming from the Randleman Sauce camera.
Yeah, the Randleman Skycam is not up this week, and it's not because the Skycam isn't working. It's because, unfortunately, Randleman's does not have the money that they need to pay us to sponsor the level of view and the level of effort that the Skycam takes. And they do not have the money because, unfortunately, there was a meltdown in their Mingeville, Arkansas plant.
There's been a catastrophic failure of all sauce systems, is what they said to us. The email we got. It's stopping production. It's if you're in China and you're expecting another big shipment of Randleman's hot hoisin sauce, it's not coming.
Yeah. And unfortunately, if you were part of our citizen soldier army in Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, you're waiting on some of that Pingo's chimichurri sauce. It's not gonna make it there. So sorry. So try and hold the rioters back. I know that's a big source of flavor in Papua New Guinea and Port Moresby,
and a big port of political stability.
Yes, exactly. So our apologies there, but fear not, dear listener, for that's where Dr. Chris Chismore is. He's in Mingeville, Arkansas, and he is orchestrating a plan to save the sauce meltdown at Randleman's.
He's been rallying the troops and organizing them and I'll say this, he's been marshaling the hell out of them.
Oh, yeah.
To get together. But at the end of the day, it's the story's going to be like it always is. He a lone hero is single-handedly saving the sauce factory once again.
Yes. And hopefully and almost surely with Dr. Chris Chismore's help, the Randleman Skycam will be back up. Purely because we have the money flowing in again.
Right. The camera itself is in this room. It's not connected to the factory. There is just no money behind it. And unfortunately, cameras work on electricity, and electricity costs money. And I ain't made of that shit, baby.
Yeah. And a word to our other sponsors like Tony Saparelli's Jazz Incubator, if you do not pay us, the cams will be cut.
That's right. If you think, I'm sponsoring one of the guest appearances this week, and I sponsored the Manners Cam. Actually, I don't know if we have a Manners Cam, but that's tentative at best, tenuous at best, rather. Keep the money coming, or your ass is out.
Yes,
and that's a call to other sponsors. Send us a line, drop us a line. We've got
the cams sponsors. The cams are working, but
we could use more.
Yeah.
We could always use more.
Exactly.
Anyways.
So now that housekeeping's out of the way, all the...
Tom, is there any other housekeeping coming that you want to get out of the way, you want to check in on? Any men's health, any travel diaries? Just let's make sure the slate is clear for our big topic today, because it's a big one and we need to devote the whole hour.
Yeah, I agree. I think we've built up enough in this world. We've done enough housekeeping in the world we exist in.
No one going on at the Dionysus Sphere. Kokomo's Mungo Lounge is plugging away as usual.
Yeah. Kokomo's Mungo Lounge, I think they're doing well. They've always got something coming up. It's a hub of jazz in our community. There's still a bastion of jazz.
Great.
I think we can give updates on Kokomo's Mungo Lounge and the Dionysian Sphere another week, because this week we do have a very meaty topic.
And I am now fully confused as to whether or not it's the Dionysus Sphere or the Dionysian Sphere. Listeners might know. It's in the record somewhere. I'm not going back to listen to that.
I'm almost positive it's the Dionysian sphere.
And this is what I used to think, and then I think you corrected me to this, and now I'm...
Okay. Well, we can do that housekeeping another week. This week, our big topic is bachelor parties. Chris has wanted us to talk about this for a long time.
And we've wanted to as well.
Yeah.
More pressing things have come up, but summer coming to an end. We're on the back half of summer.
Mm-hmm.
We're heading into fall. I feel like that's bachelor party season.
Yeah.
Fall and then to spring.
You know, I would say there's
And
almost a
maybe-
time when there's almost no time when a bachelor party is not happening. I think that fall. I think that summer into fall is definitely bachelor party season. But for a while there, it seemed like there was a time when a bachelor party was happening every few months, or a wedding.
Yes.
Unfortunately, even though there are set seasons for these things, bachelor parties have infiltrated our life to be a near constant. And I think that, we're in a uniquely good place to talk about this because I think we are at the sunset, hopefully, of our bachelor party years.
I was going to say we've been to quite a few.
Yeah.
We've been too many.
We've been to quite a few together.
Quite a few together. We know the ins and the outs. There's no better experts to help you optimize your bachelor party like Tom and myself.
Yeah. So if you happen to be in your early to mid 20s, or maybe you're mid 30s, late 30s single man,
or you could be in your 50s. If you're late in life, found love, and you're having a bachelor party somehow, some way. Outside cases, we got you covered.
Yeah, you're going to want to listen to this episode, or if you're going to a bachelor party soon, you might want to pitch some of these ideas.
Right.
Might want to pitch some of these important thoughts.
This episode you're listening to, you're gonna want to listen to it.
Yeah.
If you're a woman and you are having bachelorette parties, I don't know if maybe we have a couple ideas for you. I'm not sure. I'm not going to promise anything there. But what I can promise is we're going to peel back the curtain.
Yeah.
Because I know it's like, what are those guys doing in there? And let me say, it's different than you imagine it's going to be.
Yeah. I think any women listening to this podcast who want to bring a special amount of chaos to their bachelorette parties.
Oh, sure.
I think they're going to get some good ideas, because I think that bachelorette parties, not to take us too far off the beaten path into the other sphere, but I think that bachelorette parties can sometimes have a little too much order. And so maybe if you want to add a little bit of spontaneity, add a little bit of disorder, from what I understand, this is a good episode to listen to. But yes, I think that they will also be surprised. Any bachelorette goers will also be surprised at what actually happens at bachelor parties, which is less debauchery and more just pure fumbling through the dark and trying to figure out what to eat.
Utter caveman hell, Lord of the Flies. If there wasn't a society surrounding the Airbnb that this group of 8 to 20 guys have descended upon, they would be killing one another and taking whatever they could from the wounded and the weak.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's the picture that Tom and I have to paint for you, based on some of the most, I don't want to call them the worst bachelor parties, because they're memorable and I did have a good time mostly, but there are some of them that have just been the most let's say hard-won battles.
Yes, I think every bachelor party is memorable in its own way, but all of them suck and can be optimized in so many ways. I think one of the first things I think of in going to a bachelor party is the cursed visit to the grocery store, having to go to the grocery store with the first 3 guys who show up and they're like, oh, okay, so what do we get? Should we? And no one has planned any food. There have been no meals. Maybe there's one dinner reservation made, but then they're like, yeah, I figured someone would just want to make eggs or something in the morning, and maybe we could just do eggs and bacon. And then you're like, okay, great, someone's made a decision. Who wants to get the eggs? And then everybody's just standing around it's I can go get the chips.
It's miserable. And let me tell you what happened. In lieu of a plan, in lieu of a leader stepping forth, it becomes a series of chips and bread that you're eating.
Yeah.
It's chips and bread dotted with a little bit of cheese and salsa from time to time. A tomato sneaks in there, but it's mostly, and it's not even just generally carbs. It's chips and bread.
Yes.
We went to one. We talked about our friend Joseph's before. We don't really need to. I don't know if we need to remind the listener, but we can go into that if that seems pertinent to you, Tom. But
that one
was an egregious example of bread, an assault of bread upon the stomach.
Yes, and the primary source of sustenance in that one was literally Uncrustables.
Uncrustables that were unheated, I think. Aren't you supposed to heat them? They were like frozen Uncrustables.
That's how you get Uncrustables.
Either way, it was
frozen,
disgusting.
and then you got to heat them up. And I don't think anyone actually went to the grocery store on that. I think literally
they were in the B&B.
Someone's mom. It was someone's mom went to Costco and had it shipped or delivered.
Somebody's
or something.
Mommy did that to take care of us. Yeah. Oh my God. We had Uncrustables. We're going to rehash it real quick. For those who hadn't heard, we went to our friend Joseph's bachelor party. We went on a fishing boat at maybe 5 a.m. Nobody slept the night before. Mm-hmm. I woke up to try to make us breakfast or something to bring, which was, oh God, I can't remember the brand. But it was like biscuits with like little pigs in a blanket, basically. Mm-hmm. You get in a tin. Started to cook those. Everybody else woke up who had just been, maybe was still annihilated drunk. As the sun is coming up, they say, no, we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that. Yeah. Grab those out of the oven, uncooked, throw everything else into, loose grocery bags. Mm-hmm. And we show up to this boat. And what we've got is pita and unflavored hummus. It's the one source of protein we have.
Yeah. General, just like general run of the mill hummus. Yeah, it wasn't flavored
no brand,
anything. Yeah.
No brand I could think of.
Not even a little red pepper. Not even a little roasted red pepper hummus.
Not a goddamn vegetable inside. Uncrustables that were from the freezer.
Yes.
And apparently somebody's mommy's. And chips. Different types of tortilla chips, no flavor applied to them, just different versions of here's what we did to some corn and then flattened it.
Yes.
And it was 4 hours. Everybody was hungover, seasick, and it was utter hell.
Yeah. We got on the boat and the captain was like, a general 40-something-year-old guy. His two helpers were children.
His son and his son's chubby friend.
And he was like, hey, guys, I just want to let you know, you guys can say whatever you want around my kids. Trust me, they've heard it all.
You can say anything in front of this kid.
It was truly like the I think you should leave Ghost.
Yes.
The haunted house sketch or the ghost tour sketch.
We should have treated it like that and just seen, can we get him to kick us off the boat?
Yeah. But before that sketch existed, so we would have had no way to reference that, or what could say shit like donkey come.
Yeah, sure.
But he was like, trust me, my son, these kids, they've heard everything. Y'all can let loose. Y'all can really let loose.
I'm scared to think what he wanted us to say.
And the kids were mostly silent and seemed very sweet. And I was like, I don't want to curse around your sons or your son's chubby friend.
I would say they had the countenance of a Greek soldier.
Yeah.
Stone-faced, the inner turmoil, oceans of emotion under the surface of these children's stone facades.
Really, two of the most humorless children I've ever seen in my life.
No fun with anything. One of them, his favorite thing to do was to go out to the the oil rigs and catch 1,000-pound tuna.
Yeah. We asked him what he liked to do, and he's like, I like fishing.
So
we're like, all right. Anyway,
so food, you got to plan it out. This is, I think what we're kind of cooking up here is a recipe to a successful and fully optimized bachelor party.
Yes.
So, first order of operations, you're all going to get there. You're going to want to plan out food. You're going to want to plan out who's doing what meals, how many meals are we eating in the house?
Yeah.
And are we going to go eat somewhere? Would that be fun? You don't have to fill in the blank of where we're going to go eat. I'm not going to put that on you. You can poll the group. You can kind of, fly by the seat of your pants a little bit. You will need a reservation with some places. But you have to have a plan, because if you don't, what you're going to do is sit around, eat bread, and repeat the same activities over and over again for 3 to 4 days.
Yeah, I would even pitch give take a lesson from the Boy Scouts and like give everyone a role. Like
Yes.
everybody at a bachelor party needs a little role so they can feel like they are contributing, but they don't want to have the burden. Don't ever give a man the burden of planning anything.
No.
You know, really. But if you're like, oh, you're the chef, you know, you have to treat them like children. Like, oh, you're the chef.
Or, you know, I would say you could even begin before assigning the roles.
Yes.
You can help yourself a little bit. You can optimize there, Tom, by picking your party members correctly.
Yes, that's a very...
Pick somebody who likes to do that.
Yeah.
Don't make me be the chef. I can like to do that if you make me, but that's not really what I want to do. I don't think I'm good at it. It seems like a chore to me in my own life.
Yeah.
So I can do it to lift the group. You got to have, you know, foot soldiers like me, no real special skills, but I can help get things done.
Yeah. Agreed.
You got to get a guy who likes to chef. You need some decision makers. You need a couple responsible guys. I think on that bachelor party, that particular one,
really not a single responsible guy.
I would say that they were us.
Well, yeah, they were us.
It was by far you were the most responsible guy.
Yeah. Followed
Close
by you.
second, me.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, followed by Luke, our
And then
friend
the
Luke.
next guy was comedian Luke Knoll.
Yeah.
Disgraced comedian Luke Knoll. And then after that was a guy who was like naked with a tuba or something.
Yeah. So, and we literally looked at each other and we said, we must get a vegetable. And we went to a grocery store.
Tom, you I think were looking at the ground as we were like marching through a grocery store and said something like, if I'm gonna get a vegetable and blow these fuckers' minds.
Yeah. We got some vegetables. We brought them back. We grilled the fish that we had caught, the trigger fish, which was just filled with pin bones.
It was inedible fish.
It did taste fine, but it was just filled with pin bones and almost so filled with pin bones that it was not pleasurable to eat.
It was really a tough time.
Anyway, I think the lesson we learned from that is assign roles. I think what you said about picking your
round out, get a well-rounded
men.
party, like any D&D campaign, like any, you know, basketball squad.
Okay, so what roles do you think, aside from like someone who likes food, who can be the chef, what other roles do you think are essential to optimizing a bachelor party?
I think chef, planner. I think you need a couple people who are willing to make the decisions happen, who are time management kind of, you know, executive functioning sort of folks.
Yeah,
you
need like a Friday night guy and a Saturday night guy.
You need a Friday night guy and a Saturday night guy. Exactly. You need them to be able to tag team it, and you need those guys. They're going to end up. What you can have them do is swap off Friday. Well, Friday night could be, you know, Saturday morning guy, or you know, you need somebody to make breakfast.
Yeah,
and facilitate getting breakfast. You need somebody to tell the chefs, make the breakfast. Here's what we got at the grocery store. Here's the plan we made. They also are going to be in charge of, you know, I'm sorry, little kitten. Yeah, I know. If you're hearing the cat. She's an as yet unnamed kitten who really wants to be either in the plants or fucking with Monkey or something else. Maybe she'll go to sleep in my lap. Anyways.
Yeah, you need a Friday night guy, a Saturday night guy, and a morning guy.
You need a morning guy?
I was the morning on the last bachelor party I went to, my brother-in-law's bachelor party. I was the morning guy.
Yes.
Everybody else got hammered. I got a little drunk, but like I'm always going to wake up at this point in my life. I'm always going to wake up by like 8, you know, at the latest and be like, hey, you know, I don't like being hungover, so I don't like, you know, drink. I mostly stick to beer, never like go super hard on the liquor at a bachelor party. But anyway, I get up, I'm making breakfast, I'm cleaning.
You're putting coffee together?
Yeah, I'm putting coffee together. Yeah.
Are there any yeah. Here's what I wanted to say is that the morning guy could surprise you. It doesn't have to be one of these higher functioning psychopaths who are, you know, sort of marshaling the herds and making sure everything gets done.
Yeah.
You could be surprised. The guy who just likes to eat and doesn't do anything, doesn't contribute anything else, the absolute alcoholic, the, you know,
who's not going to sleep anyway.
Who's not going to sleep anyway. Just the biggest degenerate on your group could very well be the morning guy. Some of those guys, they like to get the day started and they like to do a little bit of penance for the awful hell that they wrought on the rest of the group the night before. I think don't be surprised if some of those guys are willing to step up.
Yeah, you know, I think, you know who I think is a good morning guy to assign on your bachelor party?
Who?
The brother-in-law.
The Brother-in-law absolutely could be good.
I think in most cases the brother-in-law is like slightly older. I mean, this was me on my brother-in-law's bachelor
Sure.
party. A little bit older, has no stake to like stay up and get hammered with everyone. Like is like, oh yeah, I haven't. It's like these guys. I haven't known these guys my entire life. This is the first time I'm meeting them. You know, I don't need to stay up and catch up on the last like 10 years of our existence. I go to bed at a decent hour. I'm waking up. I'm not hungover. And that's what I've seen, like the brother-in-law. That's the type of role I generally see the brother-in-law fill.
Yeah.
In some of the ones I've been on.
Yeah. And some of the other ones, you know, you can't find him. And in the morning, there's, you know, a bartender's underwear in the back of his car and he's got a girlfriend. And you find out about that.
Yeah. Sometimes that happens too.
And that's, I'd say, still a valid guy. He's still contributing to the cause, which is a weekend of memories.
Yeah.
Enjoying each other's company and having a good time, however you define it.
Okay. So
we're giving you, best practices for how we see fitting in the most types of fun.
Yeah. So we got the morning guy. We've got the chef. We've got the Friday night, Saturday night guy, event planners.
You need party animal. You need raving psychopath who's like, feeding people shots.
Yeah, that is pretty clear. It's like entertainment.
And you might be a group of friends who don't really love that kind of dude. You still need somebody who's willing to just crank the heat up a little bit on the evening.
Every bachelor party has that one weird guy or the one party animal or the one guy who's like, who the fuck is this guy?
I would call him the instigator.
Yeah, the instigator.
Yeah. Who is this guy? He's got type 2 diabetes and he's cranking vodka. And he's demanding I crank it too over a game of pool that he is, when he's blacked out, he's a champion.
Yeah.
That's who you need.
Someone's like, yeah, how did this guy didn't go to our college? And they're like, oh yeah,
he's from high school.
Yeah. He's a Dan's friend from high school. Yeah, he lived on Dan's block or like
this is Dan's friend from high school. He's got type 2 diabetes. He's not very responsible with his insulin, but he's incredible at getting everybody drunk.
And he was a submariner in the Navy for 15 years.
Yeah, he was a captain of a U-boat. U-boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some things went wrong, and he ended up on the wrong side of a war that doesn't make any sense for him to be a part of.
Yeah, he was pretty much locked in a metal tube under the ocean for 15 years straight as part of his own volition on the wrong side of a war we don't really like to talk about. But now he's here, and boy, is he funny.
Is he
boy,
great?
Do you want to hear his accents?
Are U-boats is World War II.
U-boats is definitely World War II.
And it's German.
I think there's some U-boats at the end of I think the submarines, there were some in World War I, but they were pretty shitty.
Got it.
Anyway, yeah, you definitely got that guy, the instigator.
I'm trying to think who else you need.
I mean, you have like the best man and the bachelor themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously. But types of guy. If you're a groom, a bachelor, planning the party, you need a co-conspirator. You need somebody to be like run your ideas by in the planning stages. And all that. Oh, I had another good type of guy, the instigator.
Yeah. What about the poon hound?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say something opposite of the poon hound.
Okay.
Yeah. You need
the gay guy. what were you gonna say? I mean,
hold on. You need the poon hound, and then you need the cock hungry monster to balance each other out. Because no, Jesus Christ, I mean. You could probably use both those people. I was going to say the sensitive guy. You need a couple sensitive guys.
Yeah, the sensitive guy. Absolutely.
You're going to have buckets. You're going to have barrels of masculinity of all varieties, of all states and sizes. And you need one for sure dependable type of guy, and it's a sensitive guy. And you need him for two reasons. A, to help you make those beautiful, precious memories. You need somebody to talk to under the starlit night, and you're both a little bit hammered, and one guy's read a book before.
Yeah.
You need somebody that's going to help.
Absolutely.
And you also need them to temper out the, utter testosterone-filled raging psychopath's worst impulses to, talk about sweet poontang in a sort of less than the respectful way.
Yeah.
You need them to Yeah, you need him to keep an eye on the nasty guys a little bit.
Yeah,
because you don't want things getting out of hand.
I made good friends with a sensitive guy in my last bachelor party. It was a good time.
You made friends with him on your bachelor party?
No, just on the last
yes.
bachelor party I went to. I know there was definitely a sensitive guy, and he woke up early in the morning with me to help make breakfast. He talked to me about things deeper than my job and where I came from.
He's the priest of your party.
Yeah,
he's the healer.
Yes.
But he's capable of fighting. He can dispense DPS. He can run crowd control.
Yeah.
He can do all kinds of things that, at first, your guy who's choosing your barbarian, your melee guy, your big thick thug, they're not going to know about the power of the priest, the monk.
Yeah, or the healer. Yeah,
the healer.
The healer. Yeah.
And now we're going down this sort of path. I'll say you need a bard.
Okay. Yeah.
A bard is helpful. That's maybe not a type of guy, in the way of DPS versus healing versus tank, but you need a bard for sure. You need somebody who's willing to sing a couple of songs.
Yeah, you definitely need the guy who, when you're walking to the bar, is walking behind the group singing, "And the group is heading to the bar, a lovely group we are."
Which raises everyone's vigor.
Yes.
And prepares them to fight. They hear a challenging song, and it prepares them for a challenging battle.
Yeah, much like a little drummer boy prepares the men for war, the bard prepares the men for a night of drinking.
And if you don't have a guy with a literal lute singing songs that should get him punched in the throat, you'd very at least you need a guy who's willing to be DJ a little bit. Because everybody's gonna think they're good at being the DJ, but you need a guy who's actually good at that. You need somebody who's good at. This is when it was going to come in one of my other talking points. Activities such as, I think, poetry hour, which we had at your bachelor party.
Yeah.
One of the best experiences of any bachelor party I've ever been on.
that was the one big win of my bachelor party. I will say, everyone, you go on bachelor parties, you say, I'm going to do this better. You try your hardest, and you fail in a lot of ways, and you succeed in a lot of ways. I think I failed in some ways, but I think poetry night was a big success from my bachelor party.
I'm curious to hear how you think you failed, because I think yours was, as far as I don't know how many I've been on, 5, 10, I don't know, bachelor parties, was one of the best successes.
Well, thank you.
Poetry night was huge, and you had a lot of sensitive guys. You skewed, you were kind of building a sensitive, doing a sensitive build.
We probably had a little too sensitive of a squad.
But I think that was good because a lot of those guys were complex. They were sensitive guys who were also in the military or whatever. And that's good. That's really good to have.
Well, and a lot of them are sensitive guys, but they don't get to show their sensitivity. Like one of my friends who was at the bachelor party is a drone pilot, and that guy isn't getting to be sensitive at his job unless he's sensitive with his fucking little button that shoots whatever terrorist or the poor. I'm not going.
I don't
in a good
know what you were supposed
here.
to say, but you really fumbled that. Whatever that was, you could have just said trigger finger.
So sensitive to the cultural. I don't know. It ran through my head faster than it came out of my mouth.
That's okay. That's
it came out as garble soup.
That's how I operate.
But anyway, poetry night, to give our citizen soldiers context, was I asked everyone to just write a poem, and it didn't have to be serious. It didn't have to be. It didn't have to rhyme. It could be any free form. It could be about literally anything you want.
It barely had to be a poem, and it didn't have to be funny.
No, it didn't have to be funny either. It just anything that showed just a little creative piece.
Whatever you want. You could also just recite a poem that you liked.
Yeah,
and I think personally, I think that's a little bit of a cop out, but you could do it to get by.
Yeah, some guys really freaked out about it leading up, but I think we did a good job setting the tone, and everyone brought multiple written pieces, and it went great. We did it on the first night, and I will say it's good on the first night to have something that bonds, that brings everyone together.
Yes.
Immediately, and poetry night did that.
And this is reminding me of another, I think, essential ingredient. I don't want to, leave this topic entirely if we're not ready to, but organized fun, which is something my sister, of all people, if you can believe that, a woman, a female, likes and has taught me about, is organized, or the importance of organized fun.
Yeah.
I've always known about it, of course, having had birthday parties, game nights, etc. But she really drilled, her enthusiasm for it has shown me how important it can be.
Yeah, I agree. I think organized fun, like a tournament.
Yes.
A tournament or a game, a competition.
any of these elements of organization, they are the hub or the Christmas tree, if you will, that you can hang the ornaments of your little bachelor party memories off of.
Yes.
You need something, because otherwise you'll end up, I hate to call you out like this, Madison, brother, but you'll end up like my brother's bachelor party, where it felt like maybe 39 guys for what felt like 5 days, doing the same, not only just the same activities, the same motions every day.
Yeah.
Once again, eating bread, no other plan. Sometimes bread with cheese upon it, which is pizza. Sometimes just peanut butter sandwiches. But we're sitting and we're drinking. We're getting hammered every day, waking up, starting to drink. And we're throwing a die across a table, trying to land it in a cup.
Yeah.
And we're doing that for, I'd say, upwards of 12 hours a day. And that is fun. And I know that you guys had fun doing that, and I did too. But there's a world I'd like to show you behind this curtain, and it's called other things.
Yeah, dice in a cup is like level 1 fun. Like, it's fine to have like little sprinkles of like level 1 fun
And you
throughout
can-
a bachelor party, like little games like the ring hook game.
And you can make a tournament out of that. You could elevate it as much as you want, but it does have a ceiling.
Yeah, but you got to have a little bit more. You got to have more complex fun in there.
Yes.
Which
just
I think,
variation.
Yeah,
Because the thing that
variation.
you like to do so much, that one button that your monkey brain's hitting over and over again, getting that stim,
Yeah.
it's gonna wear off unless
Yeah.
you hit another button from time to time. Like sensitive movie moments. I don't know, you act out sensitive moments from a movie. Or I'm just coming up with shit off the top of my head. Or movie karaoke. It's all movie based. Have you ever done movie? Or a walk. We did do this. To Madison's credit, we did do some walks along the ski slopes, where we brought card tables and a couple of cups and a handful of dice, and we played the dice game again. But the sun was setting, and it was really crazy looking because there were wildfires in Tahoe where we had been meant to go. And this just wrapping up a last memory from Madison's bachelor party is that I had talked to my mom and sister about Joseph's bachelor party, the famous bread bachelor party. And I said, this is one of the greatest pitfalls. Every one of these things I've been on, it's been something fucked up like this. And they said, don't worry, we've got you. I was, destitute at the time. We're going to plan a meal, and we're going to send it. We're going to have it sent to you guys. My mommy took care of me. We're going to send you a meal, and I was so excited. It's me and 39 guys, 39 Olympic swimmers, the Olympic contending swimmers. Is that how you say it? Most of them were like his swim team.
Yeah.
And the meal came and the food was dropped off, and goddamn if it wasn't about 40 buckets of lasagna. Which some of you fellows listening might not know, our Australian friends, is bread with cheese on it.
Yes,
it's a different configuration
of pizza.
It's fucking pizza.
Yeah, it's like pizza times 2. And people in Australia losing their minds. We know you have lasagna there. It was a joke.
Don't give them that. If they can't puzzle that out, that's on them.
I would just like to say that my mommy didn't help with my bachelor party at all.
Well, and when I have mine, my mommy's not going to help me either.
Okay, when you have yours,
you're not getting a scoop. You're not getting a scoop.
Getting a scoop?
I'm just assuming at some point I'll have one.
Okay, maybe you heard it here on Goober Time with Dr. Chris Chismore. Griffin's planning on having a bachelor party one day.
You've heard it. Griffin is capable of love. Plans to continue to be capable of it.
This is the first I've heard about it.
Not making any promises to any people in my life or not in my life, or people who are alive or dead, or anybody who resembles anybody alive or dead. Just saying that.
Okay, so I think
the longer I talk, the bigger hole I did.
It's okay. We're gonna pivot here. I think we've covered a lot of like the roles. I think we got to have some organized fun. Here's my way to optimize a bachelor party. You got 2 nights. 2 nights.
Sure.
That's it. I've been to too many bachelor parties that are 3 nights, sometimes 4 nights. I bet some of our citizen soldiers have been to a bachelor party that was like 5 nights to a whole fucking week long.
Bachelor week.
Yes, Bachelor
Dude,
Week.
Addison's Bachelor Week.
No, you're not getting that. That's not happening.
Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. I do want to say you can extend the life of your campaign, your Bachelor campaign, with the things we've prescribed. Organized, fun, little activities. That's going to make it so that you can go the distance. If you have a long weekend and you say, fuck it, you're going to push it to 3 nights. I'm saying I think you can do it with these, but I agree, Tom, keep it short. Keep it simple.
I even think 2 nights on a long weekend, and then you give everybody the opportunity to rest on the 3rd day if they want. Like, if you want to stay, if you want to tell people that are traveling out, you say, hey, anyone who wants to stay an extra night, like, we can. But if you want to get back to your family, if you want to get back and rest the night before your job, but just like asking, like, bachelor parties nowadays with like millennials, especially, I assume, slightly younger generations will probably do the same. Gen Z is like, you have these people come all the way out, you go travel across the country for bachelor parties, and then like you take a day or 2 off of work, and then you get back Sunday night, and then you're just like, oh my God, I'm so fucking exhausted.
You went hard as hell.
I went hard as hell drinking, harder than I ever have drinking in a while. I also expended so much social energy meeting these random fucking guys who I'll see one other time at my buddy's wedding, or catching up with people I know extremely well who, it's just like an emotionally intense weekend. And then I get back at 10 p.m. on Sunday night, and I wake up the next morning and just live life as if and I didn't just, exert myself to an Olympic level amount of socialization.
Yeah. I couldn't. This is a genius thought you're having. This is a really important thought.
And I love people. I am an extrovert through and through, and I cannot do 3-night bachelor parties anymore.
I cannot say I have ever thought that about you.
Really?
Yes. If anything, I've been like, I think Tom is mostly an introvert.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
You get quiet.
Yeah,
you get real quiet.
I
and
guess.
Not that you need to be an extrovert, it needs to be talking all the time.
No.
But you get quiet and you do this sometimes. I've seen you do this at parties.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say that I think, I'll just go on the record and say that I don't think introvert or extrovert is like much of a thing anymore.
Yeah.
I hate it when people say, oh, I'm a little bit introvert, but also I can be an extrovert sometimes. Also, I like to have fun. Woo. No, everybody, we know everybody has their tendencies.
You think we've evolved past that?
Yeah, I just think we've gotten into, I think, Tony Zarrett does a good job of, he's like this guy I follow online, a comedian who does a good job of being like, okay, so introverts, do you, we just want to go home. When introverts are at a party, he does a good job picking on those people. It's like, yeah, people who are like, I don't like drinking out with my friend. They're like, yeah, sometimes I want to sit at home with my Funko Pops. And it's like, yeah, man, we fucking get it. Okay, just because you like reading books doesn't make you better than a guy who likes getting out of the house.
Absolutely.
Everyone likes a little bit of both.
Yes.
Anyway.
No, I agree.
I just like 3-night bachelor parties, I think, are getting a little bit absurd.
Yes. We got to rein it in. We got to rein. I'd say I hate to come to add an industry like this because I love that we've expanded the bachelorette and bachelor party industries to just, I'd say, decimate some of the most interesting towns in America. Yeah. And just utterly scrape any source of culture off the face of Nashville, Tennessee, Austin, Texas. Where's next?
Mid-market.
Portland.
Yeah, mid to mid-major market.
Yeah.
I almost said Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, sure. Charlotte. Oh yeah, wherever I'm wondering where Gen Z's bachelor parties are going to be, and it's towns that are not prepared for it. It's towns in the Rust Belt that have finally started to turn the corner on the job loss and the economic downfall. Yeah. And I got news, guys. Batten the hatches. Here come the bachelorettes and the bachelor parties. Mm-hmm. I wish I knew a town in Petoskey, Michigan, tiny town. They're coming.
They would probably welcome that.
They would, and this is the problem. Of course, they would welcome it, and that's how they get you. You think you need them, you think you want them, and then they take everything.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I think that there are those cities, Austin, Nashville, both of which I've been to on bachelor and for bachelor parties. and have heard a lot of bachelorette parties going there too, is it's like the same cities, everyone kind of congregates them, and they are fun to an extent, but you do kind of feel bad, and you can see the effects. Like having gone to Nashville 10 years ago and then gone to Nashville recently, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see what bachelor and bachelorette parties have done to this city. Like we stayed in a full neighborhood that was just like townhouses on top of townhouses, and you looked all around and they were all Airbnbs.
I mean, it's impressive that isn't illegal.
Yeah. In some cases, I think it is being made illegal in some towns, but it is like, oh my, and then our Airbnb host was like, I mean, he was a local guy who owned several of them, and it's like good for him, but it's also like, it just strips any sort of, actual character.
Yeah, it's hell. It's hell. You're not experiencing the town, you're ruining it.
Yeah. But also, you're the problem. It's like, you're like, oh, I hate traffic. And it's like, bitch, you are the traffic.
Wow.
You are the crowd. I'm like, oh, all these bachelor parties, and I like to think I'm above them, but then I'm like, yeah, I'll go to Nashville, have a good time, watch some country music, and I did have a good time.
That's I hope you did. There's a way to do it right. There's a way to do it. Being respectful while still having some fun.
We also went all the way to Nashville, and then like the first place we went for dinner was like a British pub. Like a
British pub, and didn't they ask ChatGPT what to do the whole time? And it took them to like bars that had been closed for years.
Yeah, they're like ChatGPT. One of the guys was like, ChatGPT, figure out a bar crawl from here to there, from this place to like the baseball stadium, and then it was like, okay, here's a bar crawl that will take you at some like good local spots, and then like 2 or 3 of the spots were closed, and one of them was like a chain, and it's just like. That's why you need a Friday night guy, a Saturday night guy, someone to organize, someone just to do a little research. And like, I'll be that guy. You just got to assign the roles. So we've got 2 nights. Do you have any, I'm trying to think of other ways that we can
pick this
optimize
apart
for these
well,
things.
I have a type of guy that you don't want. This is going to seem obvious, but it's narcs. You don't want any narcs.
Yeah.
You're going to want to make sure you don't have any narcs. If there's some fringe guys or some nearly fringe guys who are like, well, we need to round it out. We got to get Nathan to come. Well, think about Nathan's attitude. Is it really going to mesh that well with your party animals, your people who like good wholesome fun?
So what are you saying by like no narcs? Like, I mean, I know generally what a narc is, but like, what are you saying? What do you mean in specific context to like a bachelor party? Someone who's like, going to tell the cops on?
No. That's come on. Starting to sound like a narc, isn't he? Dear listener, dear watcher, viewer.
Guys, this is illegal.
Yeah, that is a narc right there. Guys, this is illegal. Not he's going to tell the cops. You need, I mean, there's some stuff. Yeah, you need somebody to say, hey, we shouldn't do this. This is fucked up. Sure. You need some boundaries. That's what your responsible guy does. He's not a narc. He's responsible. Your narc is doing it too much. So you need people, another type of guy that is good, clean fun. You need people who like good, clean fun.
Okay.
Those guys are going to want to get into a little bit of, exploring, some pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
I'll say this is, I think I might be this type of guy. I like to sort of push the boundaries of, what should we be doing? Well, this isn't actually bad. It's actually funny that we're doing this thing now. And I'm thinking
like accents.
Like accents.
Like the accent.
Everybody around the world with the mini accents of Griffin Winslow. And this is a show I put on. I try to get it in. It's Saturday night if I can, but if I have to, it can be Sunday morning.
I have a show that I only do on bachelor parties. It's insane.
Everybody's either blackout drunk or hungover to the nth degree.
I'm a bachelor party comedian, and all I do is accents for the guys. Oh man, that is where we're headed as comedians.
Yes.
The failed comedians. Well, I find the bachelor parties. I live in Nashville, right next to I find the guys when they're getting drunk. I see them on their rooftops, and I say, "Hey, $20, I can do all the accents of the world."
I mean, I'm a good, clean, fun guy hears that and says, I like mischief.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. Let's get the guy. Let's see what happens.
Uh-huh.
I think that's what you do need.
Yes.
Somebody who says, let's see what happens. Let's get into a little bit of mischief. That's going to create some memories. The narc is anti-mischief. The narc is overly cautious and I'm specifically thinking about, I guess again on Madison's bachelor party, I kept getting stoned and wanting to walk up to the mansions of because we were on like a old ski slope out of season.
Yeah.
And there was nobody else there. And I was like, these are insane houses. I got to just walk up and look at them. And yeah, trespassing is a crime of some sort, some level. I don't know where it is because I've never been arrested.
Yeah. But if you're an eccentric guy.
I'm a little bit eccentric. I'm a little bit stoned. I'm wandering around Park City U-Haul and I'm looking into homes.
Park City U-Haul?
U-Haul.
Yeah,
Is that what
Park
I said?
City U-Haul. I'm wandering around the Park City U-Haul. Looking in those suckers, seeing what they're hauling.
What are the ski ones moving around?
Yeah.
Park City, Utah. And a couple of Madison's friends kept sort of shepherding me around like I was some sort of, like I was the disabled younger brother.
Yeah. And you're the disabled older brother.
That's right. But they kept shepherding me around like, Griffin, dude, come back. No, we shouldn't do that. And I was like, I fucking know what I'm doing. I know that I'm walking up to somebody else's house, but there's nobody here.
Yeah.
BlackRock owns 100% of this neighborhood.
Yeah.
Every house is for 30 people. I want to see what they look like. I can see them we're on the back side of the ski slope. I can see into them. Let me just walk up a little. If somebody gets mad at me, I'll walk away. If the cops show up and they say, we got you on ring cam, well, I'll deal with that.
Yeah.
Never had to deal with that. Don't know what I'd say. Probably I'd say, oops.
Yeah.
Oops, you got me.
The owner of this house is in fucking Dubai, too deep in oil futures to care. Like
Oil futures and 16-year-old women and men.
Yeah, Jesus.
That's what he's doing.
Okay.
So that's who's your property you're protecting me from me.
I was kind of trying to go with the BlackRock angle, and you went with the full pedophile.
Well,
the owners of these houses are rich and they're pedophiles.
One and the same, Tom. One and the same.
Not to get political, but we're finding that out, and I think we've always known that.
We've always known that, and we're being faced with it. That's right. Epstein files still not out yet, but they're coming out soon, I'm sure.
And that's why you, Citizen Soldier, are doing an extreme.
An act of extreme
justice,
political
resistance by listening to a podcast without celebrities on it.
No celebrities, no sponsors, just pure opinions.
Just guys and their opinions.
And 100% views.
Yeah, 100% views. Okay, so we got about like 13 people who you need to be inviting on your bachelor party.
That's true. I think that's essential work. We needed to get through that.
Which is about the size of a bachelor party these days. I feel like most bachelor parties are pretty big. I think that another way to optimize bachelor parties as I get older is like, let's keep them small,
Right. Well, and you hit your 30s, let's say mid-30s, you start peeling back people from your life. You say, I don't know if I need Alec.
Yeah.
Alec's kind of weird, it turns out. He's kind of not figuring it out.
Yeah.
He's gotten too deep into something bad.
He's gotten too deep into something bad, which is his beautiful wife and his 3 kids.
Or that, sure.
And
he's gotten too dull.
Listen, man, I can't take 5 days off to go to Vancouver Island.
Shit, that sounds fun to me.
Yeah, it does. I mean, there are some cool spots, but you can go for bachelor parties. But it's like everyone wants to do vacation differently, and if it is close friends, if it's like really close friends, yeah, maybe I'll go to Vancouver Island. Which, I do want to go to separate of a bachelor party.
Fully you just discovering you want to go to Vancouver.
Fully me. Well, and I get to go to Vancouver for work in a month, but that isn't what I want to talk about. What I meant is that, I don't know. It's just like taking 5 days off, taking a full week off. It's like, yeah, I want to be doing a vacation that I want to go on. And, that isn't always, I want to get hammered in, Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm not taking 4 days of my life. 4 days of work PTO for Charlotte, North Carolina.
Don't obligate me to fly to Tucson to do nothing.
Yeah, well, and that's what I made my friends do. But
that was fun. We had activities.
I did choose Tucson because I thought, well, the location doesn't matter a ton for bachelor parties, and it is important that everyone can get here affordably.
Yes.
And easily.
Yes, I think that was very thoughtful.
Which is something that a lot of people are just like, fine, everyone can pay $2,000, $3,000 this weekend.
I have an idea.
What's the idea?
It's sorry to divert us.
I don't mind.
Girlfriend FaceTime hour.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be guys who are wanting to FaceTime their girlfriends or significant others. They're going to peel off. They're going to go do that. What the hell's on your tongue?
I had a little cat hair or something. Sorry, everybody.
Oh, my God.
No, this is excellent. That's an excellent idea.
Yeah. But it develops further. I'm going to continue pushing this idea.
Okay.
So a designated time to do that, yes. But I'm tired of these guys wandering off into the desert at night to go talk to Allison. And I can't really hear their conversation. I don't know. I'm not getting anything about the relationship, not learning anything about them. What I'm proposing is you all do it together in the same room. You all FaceTime your girlfriends at the same time who have them. And the guys who don't, they're in there too. They don't have to. If they want to, if there's somebody they can think of to FaceTime, do it. But you all are within earshot of each other.
Yeah.
And this way you can not only learn about each other's significant others, but you can learn about the health of their relationships.
Yeah, that's very true.
The guy who's calling his girlfriend in the dead of night, wandering off into the desert with a handle of vodka, stuck in under his one arm, pretty good chance I'm not hearing about their relationship because it's highly toxic, abusive. What's the one that people like the name check? Codependent. Oh, people love diagnosing each other's relationships as codependent.
Yeah.
But I can't hear about that if they're off in the desert. So we're all in one room. I want to hear. And then that lets the girlfriends, wives, significant others talk to each other too a little bit. They can kind of get them used to each other. Something I've learned about cats is you kind of just need to like get them used to the idea of one another so that they can become friends later.
Yeah.
I'm applying this idea to women. and I'm now realizing that's what I'm doing.
I think that having downtime, scheduled downtime where you can FaceTime your significant other is important. I think that there's nothing worse than everyone having a good time than be like, whoa, where'd Brandon go? And then like you kind of look off and you can see the faint light of a cell phone like a block away on a hill.
On a hill, silhouetted.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, sorry guys, I got bad service down here. I had to call Pam
I had to
or
check
whatever.
in with Angie.
Yeah, I had to check in with Angie. And then there's also this element of, you hear everyone talk about their significant others. And then there's the moment of like going to the wedding and actually meeting them.
Yes.
And that's like,
this will help.
Part of the fun of being like, whoa, that guy pulled that girl, or whoa, that girl, whoa. Like,
so are you
this
saying
is an interesting dynamic.
Would my idea spoil that then?
No, I don't think it spoil it. I just think it builds anticipation. And I think that meeting people at a bachelor party and then getting to the wedding and seeing what their
kind of
partner,
tail they pulled in.
What kind of tail?
What kind of trims hanging off them?
It's not always
Jesus
like a
Christ,
physical
man.
thing as much as it is just like seeing like, oh, how are they when they actually are not drinking around a ton of guys?
Good
Like
save.
I remember when we were
save.
at the bachelor party in Alabama, there was that one guy who like literally broke from the group and wandered on his own through the streets of Gulf Shores. And walked through like fucking water, like a flooded road.
Yeah, fully lost.
And some random woman picked him up and he got in her car and she like was like, where are you staying? And he told her some address.
To him, it was
that
an old
like,
Jamaican lady.
Yeah, it was an old Jamaican lady was kind enough to pick him up and he like rode around in her car, but he like could not tell her where he was staying. And she like went to a few different spots and was like, was this a spot? Was this a spot?
But his
finally
girlfriend...
he gets back at like 2 a.m. and I'm like, who the fuck would date this guy?
Yep.
And then when we went to the wedding and I was like, oh, they seem like a perfectly normal couple. And she has no idea that her fiance is an absolute terrorist.
These are women who are in a relationship that I would like to know about during girlfriend FaceTime hour, which they're playing mommy. They're raising little boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to know about that because I want to step in. I mean, there's not much you can do for somebody else's relationship, but I want to step in. I want to say, it's time you learn how to make breakfast. And then I'm a breakfast making guy. I show them how to make an egg. Show them how to fold one egg or whatever. Because these are men who are children and they're dating girlfriends to be their mommies. And that's not healthy. I'm trying to get my boys having healthy, long relationships.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I know a lot about. I've been in 2 relationships that have lasted over 1 year, about a year, and I've been in one that lasted 3. Okay? You're going to want to listen to what I think about how to do it.
You're going to want to listen to the Optimizing Relationships episode of Goober Time.
Yes.
Which is, I believe, episode 12, something like that.
No clue.
But anyway, I think that it's some downtime, scheduled downtime. If you don't have any scheduled downtime, time to take a nap, time to FaceTime the significant other, time to just not be around 12 men.
Yeah.
It's unnatural, I think, to be around that many men in that type of energy. So you just got to have a little bit of time away. And I think that gives you more energy to get back together.
Okay, that is different than the
crazy.
idea I'm talking about, which is 12 guys with 12 girlfriends talking on 12 iPhones
Yeah,
all at the same time in one
at the
room.
same time.
That's-
I guess that's slightly different, I guess, yeah.
I do agree that you need a little bit of chill out time. You need the chill out room at the rave.
Yeah.
You need sleep time. I have a couple other thoughts.
Okay,
or maybe, unique ideas to propose to the community.
Okay, let's hear them.
Sponsorships.
Okay, yeah.
Branded opportunities.
I think that it may have happened a few times.
You need to be, I know I'm not the first guy to think of this, but you need to be pitching your bachelor party to Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be pitching it to NOS Energy. You need to be pitching it to Monster Energy. It's mostly energy drink companies that I can think of right now.
Prime.
That's
Logan
Amazon Prime.
Paul's. No, Logan Paul's has an energy drink.
This is
I think,
good.
called Prime.
Logan Balls.
Yeah, energy drinks. I think reaching out to sponsors and being like, "Hey, I'm having a bachelor party. We need 15 We need 15. We need like 50 apricot Red Bulls.
Yeah, sure.
And we know you're not selling apricots.
And we'll make some social media content for you while we're out there. We'll shout you out.
We'll get some UGC.
Right, young green cum.
Yeah, with young starts with a U.
U. Oh, whoops.
It stands for user generated content.
Oh, right. I know that.
Yeah, UGC.
I work in branded content, and I know that about.
Yeah,
about
you want some micro influencers making UGC. You want to sponsor our bachelor party.
Yes. You want to offset some of that cost. And if you're getting Red Bull involved, they're likely going to offer, hey, we could dangle a couple of the guys from a jet plane or something.
Yeah, okay.
That's an activity. That's good, clean fun.
Sponsorships. What else you got?
Let's see. Sponsorships. I've got, this is in the planning phase, look for an Airbnb with a podcasting studio in it.
Okay.
That way you don't miss a week of your incredibly influential and important podcast.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You can get in there. You could also pilot a few things. Try some improv podcasts. Try some money-making podcasts.
Some of these guys might not know that you have the ability to podcast, so it's important to show them that on the bachelor party.
Absolutely. I had a really big idea. Very important one. Where did I put it? Sorry. Oh, well, you need simulated violence. You need some level of simulated violence.
Yeah, simulated violence is a must-have.
No matter the composition of your group of guys, you're all book guys. You think this is an e-games, an esports themed bachelor party you're going to have? Themed bachelor party. That's kind of a fun idea. You got to have a little bit of simulated violence. I think in the real world, paintball is a great one.
Yeah, paintball is an excellent bachelor party. Yeah,
the guys who are utter pussies who don't want to do it and then they're scared of a little bit of pain. It's good for them to do it. It builds character. If it's got to be video game violence, sure, but you need a little wrestling. I'd say some kind of wrestling championship.
Have you ever been to a bachelor party with wrestling?
Well, I didn't grow up wrestling. I'm not John Irving, am I? But I'm sure that there are guys who know each other from the wrestling teams, and they're going to want to be getting a little bit, showing a couple of moves to each other.
Yeah,
seeing who's still got it.
I went to one of my friends. One of the first bachelor parties I ever went to was my college roommate. He got married, early mid-20s. Went to his bachelor party. He was a wrestler, and when he has a few drinks, he definitely wants to wrestle you.
Absolutely.
I hate wrestling him because I am very tall. He is very short, so he can easily just get down on the ground and put me in some sort of hold. But you know what? I let him do it on his bachelor party.
Yes.
And I let him wrestle me.
Let him dislocate your arm.
Yeah, and I did that because I love him. But everybody loved it, and there was competitions and tournaments and all that stuff.
Arm wrestling tournament.
It was a beer pong tournament. But
I'm just pitching this.
Yeah.
Simulated violence. It's in the lower end of the violent spectrum, but that's man-to-man warfare getting played out on a table, sitting on your elbows.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that stuff's very important.
Yeah,
because you got to get out. You got to get out some of this nasty masculine energy. What
do we think about strip clubs?
I don't know if I've said this on the podcast, but I'm very anti.
Really?
I really don't like them.
I think I used to be very anti because I thought I was like above them when I like went to the first few bachelor parties, there was only one of them where we went to a strip club, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll be respectful and everything, but like I know this is fake, or like I know they're not that into me, and so I just like didn't enjoy it that much. And I think now that I'm older, every single bachelor party I've been to, no one ever wants to go to a strip club, which is like, that's your choice, that's fine. But I think it's like we've swung too hard, where like people are so resistant to going to a strip club that there's part of me that wishes it was still a little bit of a possibility, because I think now I'd be like, yeah, I'd like give into the fantasy. I'm not gonna like fuck a stripper, but like I'll like enjoy it.
Sure.
I have the money to spend.
The picture, the 90s picture of the bachelor party was we're all getting strippers and somebody's going to fuck one of them, likely the groom. And it's just a tee-hee little bachelor party secret. And you're saying that's too much. I'm saying that's certainly too much.
Yes, that's too much.
And you're saying in reaction to that, we've swung too far to just full, impotent sort of
full like, oh, well, I wouldn't want to disrespect
Yeah.
the strippers by going there and objectifying them. And it's just kind of like, okay, let's get over ourselves. If someone wants to go and we got enough guys and they're like, okay, yeah, everyone's got a little bit of money to spend. Like,
Sure.
let's not pretend like we're above or better than this.
I'm not pretending like I'm above or better than it. I just really, the 2 times I've ever been in one, I just really had a bad feeling. I don't like seeing the other guys, the types of sickos and freakazoids who are in there leering at women on stage, and like really just, I'm struggling to see how any of it's good, clean fun, or that there's any sort of positive aspect of it other than women getting paid at, and men forking over cash to women who either otherwise, like this is the skill set that they are capitalizing on. I think that's as good as a picture as I could paint of it. It's really feels disgusting to me. It feels sad, transactional, gross. God, I wish I could like it.
I don't think that they're particularly happy places. I think I've just been to a strip club maybe twice in my life.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of like, yeah, I feel like people are just so anti-strip club at any bachelor party I've been to. And I think the swing is interesting because
I'm sure there are some of them that they're doing a little bit different. There's kind of more interesting. I don't know. I've never had a good time.
It's just bachelor parties have gone from like, yeah, we're going out the night before or the night, like 2 nights before the actual wedding, and everyone's getting hammered and making bad mistakes. And they've gone from like so toxically masculine to like now I think we've swung so hard where it's like, oh, these are actually very wholesome get-togethers of friends catching up, and it is like one last time you see all your friends, and they have become much better in some ways. But also, we're all spending $3,000 to $5,000 and pretending like we're like doing a cool holy thing by being like, yeah, we're not going to a strip club. We're better. We're cool guys.
Maybe somebody's doing that. When I'm in the group and somebody's saying let's go, I'm not saying we're better than that. I'm saying I just don't wanna. I don't like that.
I get that. Sometimes
and also I think it's disgusting that you do like that.
I'm just saying I'm more open to it now.
That's I think that's an interesting take.
And I think that a lot of times like the most women, like the partners of my friends have been like, oh, like you guys should go to a strip club. Oh, it would be fun. I would like to go to one. Or I'll be like, what'd y'all do? And the girls will be like on your bachelorette party, and my wife will be like, oh, we went to a strip club. Or like, oh, we saw like a burlesque show where we did this stuff. And I'm like, oh, damn. Like
that's becoming a thing, I think.
We didn't do anything that was sexual.
Right.
And like, that's not a bad thing, but it's like, it is interesting because it goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of like, girls think all these guys are getting wild. And like, what we're really doing is getting together and like, just being like, what do you like about World War II? Like, what would you have done on Normandy?
Yeah.
And then like doing some drugs and maybe being like, let's go see a band.
Yeah. Getting into low level arguments.
Yeah.
And then remembering that it's almost 9:00 and they have no plans.
Yeah. It's mostly guys like trying to figure out, what to eat.
What to eat, what to do.
And being like, I'm hungry. Why am I so hungry? And then you're like, oh yeah, I haven't eaten anything. No one planned any food.
Ladies, that's the curtain reveal. We've pulled the curtain back and that's what's back there.
And I will say at least some strip clubs have food.
I guess I could be convinced, but I really don't see myself going on another bachelor party, and B, I don't know. I doubt it.
I think I'm definitely towards the tail end. I think I have maybe 3 friends, you among them, who still have the possibility of getting married and would also throw a bachelor party.
Yeah.
Which I think one of my other ways optimizations is like if you're over 30, like have a chiller bachelor party, or like don't have one.
Have a chiller bachelor party. I've thought about saying, God damn it, I've paid $2,000+ to go attend a number of these things. I haven't gotten married yet. It's not immediately on the horizon. I'm going to throw a bachelor party. I'm the only fucking bachelor around. And I think it's time we celebrate.
I think that
I'm still alive. I haven't driven straight into a wall the number of times I've thought about it because of just utter sadness over a woman. I'm still plugging away, and I'm actually having a good time.
Now that is the most important thought of the podcast right there.
Don't kill yourself in a wall.
No, I think having actual bachelor parties where we're not celebrating our friend who's about to get married, but we're celebrating the actual bachelors in our lives.
We're celebrating not the ones who did, but the ones who didn't.
Yes.
The ones who stood up to the system.
Hey.
And that's why, Tom, I've been on the Bachelor cam this whole time.
Hey, we're going to get together on Vancouver Island this weekend to celebrate my 47-year-old friend Griffin Winsler, who is still unmarried and perfectly fine with that.
No, it's not a militia. It's just on Vancouver Island. There are some gun activities, but that's because you need every healthy bachelor party needs simulated violence. We're going to be shooting AR-15s.
Exactly.
At wooden targets that look like Osama bin Laden or something.
Because we don't think we know he's at the bottom of the ocean, but we haven't got him enough.
And we did not appreciate 9/11.
I would legitimately stop whatever I was doing in my life if you just threw a bachelor party and been like, it's a bachelor party, and the meaning behind it is to celebrate that I am still a bachelor and I'm a happy little bachelor.
This has to have been the content of some 90s, 2000s comedy, buddy comedy situation, but a guy movie. But if it hadn't been done, Tom, we're writing it.
Yeah, we got to write it. Yeah, that would be very fun.
I think it would be fun, even if it was hack dumb idea. I think it would be really fun to write that movie.
We're gonna have a weekend where we celebrate our single friend. We do all the stuff he likes to do, which is drink 40 beers and watch the Criterion Collection.
It's called Hell Yeah, Larry.
We're gonna listen to him talk about his special interest all weekend.
We're going to hear him talk about how, he didn't really commit to a life on the road and a life of stand-up comedy, but at least he gave it his best. He tried it a few times. He doesn't regret anything.
And,
he wishes it had panned out a little bit more and he had focused on that more than improv comedy. But but he's not regretting it too much.
Hey, and he did Moon Tower and Austin. He did Moon Tower in Austin. He was on JFL New Faces in 2019.
Yeah, it didn't change his life. He thought it would have, but it's life is about building a kaleidoscope, not a career.
He got a few hits.
He had, and to him, they're big.
Hey, his YouTube special got 300,000 views. That's pretty good.
Oh, wait, this guy's doing really well.
Okay,
what the fuck?
That is doing really well.
Holy shit.
I guess more like 15,000.
This guy's guesting on Kill Tony all the time. That's doing really well in my book.
Yeah. I mean, there have been plenty of guys who've guested on Kill Tony and then probably gone back to their special interests
went
and
back
road
to
dog comedy careers.
SEO optimization.
I don't even think these guys are optimizing
they're
SEO. I think the guys who are guesting on Kill Tony are going back to the steel, the smelting factory.
Architectural boat tours.
Yeah, my architectural boat tours is more like it.
Do we have time for one more interesting thought?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know where we are.
I think we're nearing
over?
the end. I think we're nearing the discourse on bachelor parties. I think that we hit the most important thought. But since you said it, I'm going to give you a little dessert to give our citizen soldiers one last battle for our citizen soldiers.
I think there should be a little time for something called thoughts, details, and concerns. There's never going to be another time to do it.
Okay. You really knocked it out of the park with having bachelor parties, and this is strike one. This is strike one. I'll listen to more of it.
I just think it sounds like a strike. I think it's a win. It sounds so. I'm talking about thoughts, details, and concerns with the groom's relationship, with the bride and the groom. I'm saying some of these guys have issues with the women that their buddies are marrying. It's time to. It sounds like I'm saying it's time to get it out. But what I'm actually advocating for is constructive feedback. You need your group, your support group of men, sensitive men, strong men, wild men, to identify some of the potential pitfalls of the relationship and to proactively conjure some solutions before they even happen, ways to navigate the coming relationship with this bitch your friend's about to marry.
So you're saying that this is an opportunity for all the men to tell the Bachelor what they think he should be doing differently about
how to
his
navigate.
relationship, how to treat his woman.
You're the captain.
How to stand up to his woman. Okay.
You're the captain, and we are but the mates of the ship. We're helping you navigate.
But but the mates are famously telling the captain everything he's doing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it could really easily veer into some sort of, He-Man woman haters club.
So,
but
you're
the captain, you got to steer it away from that. You got to say, well, I'm marrying her.
Okay, so this is strike 2.
Last thoughts? You go, last thoughts, fellas?
And what would some last thoughts that you would have about their relationship?
I don't think you really like her that much.
I think you're settling, stuff like that.
I think you're actually really bad to her.
Okay. So this would be more of a confrontation and an intervention.
It could be. I think if it needed to go there, it could be.
Thoughts, concerns, and the other thing was complaints?
I said details.
Details, okay.
I guess you're extracting details and you're giving thoughts and complaints.
Okay, and then someone could also be like, hey, I think you aren't treating her well enough because I love her.
I'm saying what I'm proposing is a mastermind session. We're putting the best minds available to you and your friends, each other, on the potential problems of your relationship. I'm not saying drag the relationship. I'm not saying, wreck it. I'm not saying you air all your grievances at your friend and your friend's significant other. Unless, that would be like, things have got to be bad. I know there's some people who've gotten into just fucked up marriages they shouldn't have. And maybe this could have helped them avoid that last ditch effort. But what I'm saying is we're trying to build a ship that you can navigate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think men have a lot to offer each other that could be constructive. Listen,
okay.
I know that this will be wholly unappreciated. And I know you're responding to me as if I'm fully sincere about this.
I don't know if I have the credentials to decide whether this is strike 3 or not. So I'm going to let our listeners decide, and they can tell that to us in a 5-star review.
You're giving
whether
me
they think
3 strikes on one idea.
Well, yeah, you had 2 strikes, and then the third strike, for the sake of engagement, I'm going to punt to our listeners. I'm going to punt the strike to our citizen soldiers.
Leave it in a 5-star Google review.
Yeah,
or whatever.
and I'm only doing this because I think up until this point, you have been very sincere about most everything, and then you're coming in with
sort of sincere. I've been, as far as the Griffin Windsor sincerity scale goes, I think I'm leading towards the middle on this one.
I don't know. I think you've been mostly sincere. I think we have
I advocated letting me trespass on a millionaire's properties.
Yeah, I know, but that
I guess I was sincere about that.
That was you. I think we have both swung harder to the more authentic comedian side rather than the
parody guy side.
The parody guy side, yeah.
Okay, and that's us, dear listener, pulling back the curtain on me and Tom. So we have to do this at the end of every episode. So on this episode, we've played ourselves.
Yeah, so we at the end of every comedy session, you have to rate the comedy and dissect the comedy, and that is a really good thing to do.
And you have to explain whether or not you've been playing a character.
Hey, buddy, with the way people have reacted to some internet videos I've put out, I think we're at that point in our media literacy.
So when I said you got to keep your friend from marrying his bitch of a wife, I was using the word bitch ironically. I don't mean that. I would never say that about any woman on earth who didn't have it coming for her. Just immediately steer right back in. No, come on.
All right.
You are important. How does it go? God damn it.
Welcome to the revolution. No one thinks like you. Welcome to the awakening. No one thinks like you. You are loved.
You got it backwards too.
Yeah. I don't have the order down quite yet, but if Chris wants it to be said in the right way, he should host his own podcast.
Whoa.
Okay, we're doing the best. We're trying to do a really good job of a podcast here, Chris. And if you're gonna get mad at us not saying your mantra in the right way, then get Randleman sorted out and then come back.
Oh my God, Tom, I'm getting nervous how violently angry you're getting. I might have to just cut this mid-rant. You're screaming so much.
Okay.
Okay, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goober Time is produced by me, Griffin, and Lauren Talmadge. Executive produced by Tim McGower. Associate producer Ahmed Stork, and aspiring producer Little Jimmy Penn. Goober Time is engineered by Roger Goodrich and recorded at Detweiler Sound in Humboldt, Tupelo, Mississippi. Sound mixing by Reed Armband with music by Laser Monster, which is Griffin in the past. You can check it out at lasermonster.bandcamp.com. Tom's costume was provided by Padma Lakshmi with catering provided by Kokomo's Mungo Lounge. Kokomo's, if you can't take her here, you can't take her anywhere.